Welcome back. In this chapter, we will discuss the concept of integer variables. Suppose you want to use a value in your program. One way to store this value is in variables. Any value you want to use, it gets stored into a memory. The square block shown in this diagram represents the memory, and the value stored in this block is 5. Now this memory block is represented by a label. In our example, the label is A. In other words, we can say that the variable A is having the value 5. Now, how to define the variables in Python? The syntax is very simple. You just need one statement, say variable name, then equal sign, and then the value or expression. This equal sign is the assignment operator in Python. For example, we have the statements k equal to 4, j equal to 5, c equal to 3, myWhere is equal to 2, count equal to 5. These are all assignment statements, and in all these statements, we have the variable on the left hand side of the assignment operator and the value on the right hand side of this operator. Secondly, in all these examples, we are assigning an integer value to the variable. So these all are integer variables. And more specifically, these variables are known as identifiers. If we want to check the type of a variable, we can do it very easily. Just say print, and then in the print you say type, and then in the type you just say the variable name, and then just close the parenthesis. It will tell you what is the type of the given variable is. In our case, because k is integer variable, so it will say class int, that is k is of type integer. Before we move on to the examples of variables, there are certain rules regarding the naming of the variable or identifiers. We need to understand that first. So let's quickly go through them so that we do not make any mistake about them when we are writing the programs. First rule is that the first letter of the variable or identifier name should be a character. It can be a lowercase or uppercase character. Second, the variable or identifier name can start with an underscore as well. And the third rule says the variable or identifier names are case sensitive. Because these are case sensitive, so all these variables which are given here, they are all different. Because in first case you see that all the letters are uppercase. In the second example, M is uppercase. In the third example, M and V are uppercase. In the fourth example, this V is uppercase. And in the fifth example, this M is uppercase, although this second example and fifth example are exactly same. So these are not different. However, other variables are all different. So it is important to remember that the variable names are case sensitive in Python. And finally, there are certain keywords already reserved in Python. We will learn about these keywords as well as we proceed in this course. Our variables or identifiers cannot use these keywords. So just remember that. Alright. So far we have assigned only a value to the variables. Now it is possible to assign the result of an expression to the variable as well. For example, if we have two variables x and y, then we can calculate the sum of x and y using the operator plus and assign the result of this expression to another variable, let us say t. So if x has the value 3 and y has the value 5, then t will get the value 8. That is 3 plus 5 in the first case. Similarly, we can calculate the difference of two variables using the operator minus. In this case, if x is 5 and y is 4, then the t will get the value 5 minus 4, that is 1. On the same lines, star is the multiplication operator. If x is 5 and y is 4, then t will get the value 20. And next we have this slash operator, and this is the division operator. In this case, if x is 5 and y is 2, then t will get the value 2.5. The important point to note here is that the expression will always result into a float value. For example, if x is 4 and y is 2, then the result of x slash y will be 2.0 and not 2. That is, the result will always be with a decimal point. So t will get the value 2.0 and it will be a float variable, not an integer variable. If we are just interested only in the integer part of the division and we are not interested about the fractional part, in that case we can use the operator slash slash, double slash. In this case, if x is 4 and y is 2, then t will get the value 2 and t will be an integer variable. Similarly, if x is 5 and y is 2, then also t will get the value 2. Since 5 slash 2 is equal to 2.5, and 0.5 will be ignored by this double slash operator, so t will get the value 2 and it will remain an integer variable. Next, if we want to get the remainder value of a division operation, then we can use the operator percentage. In this case, if x is 5 and y is 2, and we know that if 5 is divided by 2, then the remainder is 1, so t will get the value 1. Next operator is this power operator double star. In this case, if x is 5 and y is 2, then the t will get 25, that is 5 raised to the power 2, that is 5 into 5. So t will get the value 25. And next operator is this minus operator. This is an unary operator. All the above operator required two operands, so they were all binary operators. The unary operator just requires only one operand, and this unary minus operator, it just changes the sign of the operand. In this case, if x is 5, then t will get the value minus 5. If x is minus 5, then t will get the value 5. And please note that in any of the above operation, the value of the operands on the right hand side of the assignment operator do not get affected. The x and y will keep their original values after such operands are done. So after all these statements, x and y will just keep their original values. Only the variables on the left hand side of the operator, they will get the resultant value of the expression. Right? Now coming to the last operator, that is unary plus. Actually, it does not do anything. It just assigns the value of x to the t. So if x is 5, t gets 5. If x is minus 5, t also gets minus 5. Now enough of theory. Let's get to the examples in the next chapter. Thank you.